Bam! Welcome to another episode of Mike Sports. That's right, we're flexing out.
I feel like I'm getting a little quicker than you on the punch.
Yeah, I think yours came up that we were live just a half second.
Oh, it's not that I'm actually quicker. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because I saw your punch and then I saw us go live. I'm like, oh, wait, I better punch.
I just saw Matrix code, so I threw a punch.
That's smart.
Matrix 4 trailer's out. Looks tight. Don't forget. Go watch it.
Well, speaking of things that are, dude, I see you're sporting a watch there. La Terrain Watches. They're a sponsor of the Philly Sports Alliance. You should go on their site, la-terrain.com. Use the promo code Philly PSA. Get site-wide discounts.
And PSA is not a prostate test for those who keep thinking
no,
free prostate check. No free prostate check in PSA.
Nope. Mm-mm. All right, let's forget prostate exams and
let's rock. Let's go through.
Yes, let's talk some football.
Let's go through where we were right and where we were wrong.
Well, I like to focus on where we were right, and so let's just start with.
You want to end on bad news? All right, okay.
See, I just want to forget the fact that we were ever wrong.
Yeah.
Like about that Texans Jaguars game.
Hell with that. Like that was nothing. There were two wrongs that stand out a hell of a lot more to me.
Well, to me, the biggest wrong, the one that we got wrong, was the Green Bay Packers New Orleans Saints.
Yeah. And slash Jameis Winston. And after that, clearly the Titans.
Yeah, Titans Cardinals.
Those two.
And if only somebody had gotten on this show and told you they really bought into the Arizona Cardinals.
Weird. It just bleeped out the name you just said right when you said it. It's fucking weird. Like it timed it perfect. They knew it. Hey, look. We can either go, wow, that's unexpected, or hey, it's the first game of the season.
I think it's more though. It's week one.
I totally agree. Because I don't like to be wrong, so that's the only reasonable explanation.
Yeah, the only reasonable explanation. I agree.
Yeah. So, either that or let's talk Green Bay since we're
sure.
Brought that as our biggest game. Either that or Rodgers going, it's my last season and I don't give a shit. I'm going to take this shit down with a lot of holes.
I'll tell you, and there was one guy, I know he's, I wish I could remember the guy's name, but he's really not that significant. But he had these comments about Aaron Rodgers saying that he just looked disinterested in the game and that maybe he's just kind of having a passe approach. I don't like, I think just sometimes you get your tail kicked and and you just got to move on. And I
don't see Aaron Rodgers ever accepting defeat for the sake of being defeated. There's no way he would just lay down if he thought there was some way he could look like the person that turned around and be a superstar and pad his stats and look like a stud. And obviously he couldn't in that game.
And look, I think a lot of people were saying they thought the Saints defense was going to be good. I just don't think anybody expected Jameis Winston and that offense to be so proficient. I mean, they don't have Michael Thomas, and yet it just looked like their receiving corps just didn't care. Everybody was catching the ball. Jameis spread it around great. I mean, a picture perfect week one start with the New Orleans Saints.
It was a great first week period.
Yeah.
I mean, across the board, we had controversy. We had upsets. Akin to college football, suffering very similar fates. This was just a good week of football, period.
It really was. It's funny. I always take off a couple days right around this time. I always take like the Friday after the national opener and the Monday and Tuesday I take vacation time so that I can make sure I stay up and watch Sunday night and Monday night football each day and don't have to miss any of it. And I tell you, it was totally worth it. Like there are some years where I sit there and think, man, I shouldn't have taken all this time off. This year there was no thought of that. It was absolutely well spent. From the beginning with Tampa and Dallas on Thursday night, they opened up the season with a bang. I was walking away. It just seemed like a shame that one team had to lose.
Yeah, look, there are two camps amongst my Cowboy fandoms, fanatics, crazy nuts, all those people. You have the one camp that said, which I am on, of we stood toe-to-toe with the best quarterback and the best team in the NFL, likely.
Yeah.
We still toe-to-toe. And had we beat ourselves, if you think about a missed field goal and a missed extra point. We should have had that game, right? So we didn't. Now on the other, you have
that.
Yeah, you have the other. You have the Sean.
Thanks, Don.
Geez, I wonder if he's an Eagles fan. Just saying, bitch. But on the other end of it, we had, you have the Cowboys fans who are in the camp of, or you have just people in general who are in the camp of saying, well, Tampa Bay didn't look defensively as good as they could have. But I'm like, well, you could say that for the Cowboys offense. Although we look good, we could be better. We had some drop balls that were hit hands. It's one of those catch-22, right?
Sure.
Like we did good. If someone asked me what my opinion is, I'm impressed. I'm more impressed than I thought we would be able to do. I thought the game, obviously, if you watched the last segment, I thought we'd get slaughtered. I didn't even think it's going to be a game. So the fact that I got that instead of what it could have been, I'm pretty happy. I'm not happy with the loss. Now, if this next game, we play great the whole game but lose it by 3, then I have a problem. Because then I'm like, this is who we are. Yeah, we're the team that puts up a good fight but doesn't close the deal.
Yeah.
Then I have a problem. But against an opening NFL game against the defending NFL champs who Brady looked pretty much picture perfect from what I could tell. The one call that made me laugh my ass off in that game is when the ref goes, the entire offensive line was offsides. I was like, what? I've never heard them not call a number or a guy. They just said
the entire offensive
offsides, line. Entire offensive line. I've never heard that before. That's a new one for me. So,
well, to me, it's like, well, it really can't be because if they all moved, then that was the snap count. Like, how could they all have been offsides?
Yeah, I don't know.
If they were all offsides and that's just the snap, then go with the play.
The only thing I can think of is the ref didn't see it until the whole line started moving. Pretty soon he didn't see the actual initial movement of the initial guy. He just knew they were all offsides. I don't know. Beats me. I've never seen that. And then there was another one they said offsides and they called it on. They said number 12, and I'm like, what? Like this weird call. But there was in the end of the game, I did think that was pass interference against the Cowboys. I think they should have got that call. They didn't. But at the same time, I'm like, dude, you missed a chip shot field goal and an extra point. So I blame the Cowboys for the loss. I think they defeated themselves. I think they could have took the Bucs in that game. I'm not saying they're a better team than the Bucs.
When the Bucs on that night, they could have won.
Yeah, when the Bucs hit pure stride, I'm not sure the Cowboys would be able to hang with them later in the year. But in that game, the Cowboys took themselves out of that game to me.
Yeah, sure. One night, one opportunity. Yeah, I think Dallas had a chance to win that game.
Yeah.
So, okay, enough reminiscing about last week. Last week is done and over with. It is time to get to week 2. And we started on Thursday night with the great divisional matchup on Thursday Night Football.
Let's go ahead and put Boyd's comment up here.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I gotta, because
we got a Washington Redskin fan in the house.
Yeah, and the Washington Redskins
makes me want to puke. In fact, anybody could love a team without a real name, but it's all right. I'm going to go with in this game. I'm going to go with the Giants just because I hate Washington more than I hate the Giants,
and just because you won't upset Justin.
No, he's not the type that'll cry about it. He's a bandwagon jumper. When they lose, he'll go, "Oh fuck them, I'm going with the Texans." When the Texans lose and the Washington win that week, he'll be all about Washington.
What's he doing a week where they both lose? Because I'm sure that happens a lot.
Yeah, he'll root for the Cowboys secretly, but act like he hates them. He'll talk all this trash, but I know he's got his football jersey on. He's got his Cowboys troll from the 1990s. He's burning sage. He's doing everything to help us win, that kind of thing. Yeah, I'm going to go with Washington in that game because although Washington lost, they didn't look as bad as a team called the Giants. The Giants looked exactly like I thought. I watched the highlights of the game. They look like garbage.
Yeah, I agree. I'm taking Washington. Even with Fitzpatrick out, I think Washington gets the win with Tyler Heineke.
What kind of spread do you think?
Well, let's see. The line's 3.5. I think they'll cover that easily. I think a 10-point win.
Okay. I'm gonna go with a field goal or a touchdown win.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's gonna be pretty, but I think they're gonna win it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Next up, I've got the Raiders at the Steelers. 2 1-0 teams. 2 teams that surprised me. I thought these would be 2 teams that would have lost from week 1, and they both won in impressive fashion.
I know. Who would have guessed that the Steelers beat the Bills except for the person that said it? I'm just saying. You were right about the Cardinals, and I was right about the Steelers.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Traded off a little bit there.
Yeah. Long season, though, I still think the Bills are going to have a better season than the Steelers.
Agree.
But
I think the Steelers, I said, the Steelers start stronger than they finish. And Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season in his history. So I knew they'd come out popping.
And so, as you just said, Steelers start strong. And I think Steelers start 2-0 with a win over the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with you on that one. Well, look, I'm happy for the Raiders because I think the Raiders deserve some success.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I don't know what it is. I don't even know what the word I want to use is. It's like I have like 30 words to go through my head, and I can't really pick one that defines my thought about them. They just don't seem strong enough physically. I don't know what it is. I just don't get the presence from the Raiders that tells me they'll dominate a football team.
Well, I think it's just that defense. They're putrid on defense.
Yeah, that's what I meant. There you go. All right, we're done.
Yeah. All right. Saints at the Panthers. The surprising Saints, and I think they continue to surprise. Yeah, I think I
think Winston is probably MVP this year. Just kidding. He had a good game. Let's not get crazy, people.
Yeah. I mean, look, I really believe in that Saints defense, and as long as Jameis Winston's not committing turnovers, I think that's going to be the ticket for New Orleans to be in games.
My deal is with him, as long as he's not licking his fingers, I think they'll win the game.
As long as the pregame meal isn't crab legs.
No chicken fingers. No licking the fingers for chicken. All right, that's an easy one. I think we're both kind of in sync on that one.
All right, yeah. So Cleveland hosting your Houston Texans.
I actually think this is going to be a good game. Houston seems to have a real legit defense going on. Now, a lot of people are freaking out over here, thinking that the Texans are better than they are. I was like, let me take it from someone who's watched them for years and watch the fallout going on currently and whatnot. I think we have a good defense. I don't think our offense is that good, although Tyrod Taylor looks good. He always does when he's not injured, which will probably happen at some point in the season. And Tyrod Taylor will be out. Not like the Vikings, not lights out, but he'll probably be out with like an ankle or a toe or something like that. But I'm going to go with the Browns. I think the Browns got some fight in them. I like what I saw against the Chiefs. They look like a team. I don't think they're going to have to beat the Steelers yet, which I know you have a difference. And I heard a rumor that the Texans are looking for 6, I think, 3 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and a 3rd-round pick from any team who wants Deshaun Watson. I think that's nuts. Given his legal battles, I just don't see them getting that. But that is the rumor in Houston. They want 6 picks for Deshaun Watson.
Well, yeah, I think I've said this on the show before, but my dad used to have a saying for me when I'd say I wanted something. They crap in one hand and wish in the other, see which one gets filled first.
I feel like what the Texans are trying to do, they're trying to pull a Jimmy Johnson with Herschel Walker.
Yeah.
Basically build our team by getting rid of one really star player.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I see going on here.
I could see that too. And I also think Cleveland wins and wins handily. I think they were just really, like, Cleveland week 1 was really tested, going into Kansas City and playing the way they did. I was very impressed. But again, just like what you talked about with the Cowboys, the Browns have to be weary of that. Okay, are we that team that hangs with everybody but can't finish? And if they have another week like that this week against the Texans, then all of a sudden I become concerned for the Cleveland Browns. But I think Cleveland does win. I think they win comfortably.
Okay.
Next up, the New England Patriots at the New York Jets.
Okay, so I was surprised by the Pats loss to the Miami. But like I said, Miami and Jets are they're kind of like weird teams that just know Bill Belichick and know how to take them on. I do think they'll win this one. Mac Jones looked decent. He didn't look as good as I had hoped. But he didn't hurt them like overall. But I'm going to go Pats. I'm going to go Pats by 10.
Yeah, see, I'm going to go Pats. I think single digits, but like 7 or 8. And I think it's going to be a relatively low-scoring game. I like both defenses generally. And Like, I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, like a 16-10, like, 20-13 type affair.
No, I think, my opinion, I think Pats are going to put up like 35. I think they're going to start.
Yeah, I just still wonder about Mac Jones, the young quarterback, against the Jets defense. It's not half bad.
No comment. All
right. Cincinnati Bengals at the Chicago Bears.
Bears. The Bears.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think this is just one of those things. It's ebbs and flows of the seasons. The Bengals are 1-0, another upset win on week 1, beating the Minnesota Vikings. And I think that they don't pull that magic out again in week 2. I think this.
Yeah, I mean, they won by 3.
The Chicago Bears
crushed the Vikings. Mm-hmm. They weren't like oh man, we were way off. The Bengals came out swinging. No, they played a competitive football game.
Yeah, went to overtime, and Cincinnati ended up winning. I do think though Chicago gets the win. It's just an ebb and flow of the season. Both teams are going to end up 1-1. I think we're going to see that a lot in these 1-0 versus 0-1 matchups. You see a lot of 1-1 teams.
Look, and I mean the Bears aren't great, but I mean they went up against the Rams and Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford looked good. I know we're going to get to them in a minute, but I think that's why the Bears didn't look as good as they probably really are. They played a juggernaut out of the gate.
Right, and speaking of that Rams juggernaut, next up, Rams at the Colts. Look, this is another case. I think this is going to be a good battle, a good shootout. But in the end, I think the Rams win going into Indianapolis.
Yeah. See, I don't think this is going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be a 31-10 Rams game. I think Rams are going to crush it.
I'm hoping for a really good game and a Colts loss, so they can't just.
Oh, you're actually going to watch that game. That's probably why you want that.
Well, I'm not going to watch that game.
Is it? Well, I mean, is it just a normal 3:30 game? What is it?
It's a 1:00 game.
Yeah. If it was prime time or something, I'd be like, yeah, I want a good game too.
Well, no, my only reason is I want to make sure Carson Wentz plays good enough to keep playing so the Eagles can get that number 1 pick, but the Colts lose, so it's a better pick.
You have motives. I don't. Okay.
Yes.
There we go.
All right. My Buffalo Bills head into Miami next.
The
Bills
two
Mafia.
teams that people say, kind of rival the good old Pats are meeting each other.
Yeah, and this has got to be a big moment for the Buffalo Bills.
What did you think? Like, since you're the fire to the snow of Buffalo, why do you think they lost that game? 23-16 to the Steelers.
The guys around Josh Allen didn't do enough. The defense, it felt like they were getting good pressure in the first half. And then they didn't come with as much pressure in the second half. The special teams let them down, the block punt. There were a lot of factors, but
do you think the Steelers, as usual, like when it comes down, did the Steelers win that game or the Bills beat themselves?
I think the Steelers won the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because a lot of what you're saying sounds like the mistakes of Buffalo or why you think they lost it.
No, those mistakes didn't help them. But Pittsburgh's what they're showing me is they're still a pretty darn good football team.
Let me look at the box stats real quick.
Okay.
No, I'm just I want to look at. Why do I have some commercial going? I want to look at.
It's hardly a snap.
I want to look at the. I'm trying to look at Allen's stats. That's what I was looking for. Where am I at here? Stats. Here we go. My bad. I was in the wrong section. Jesus. Passing. Okay, here we go. Ben Roethlisberger, actually not that good. 18 for 32, 188 yards.
Nothing I think a lot of that was they gave him fits in the first half.
Right. Bills. Okay, let me see what Allen had. I mean, Allen had 30 for 51, 270 yards, 1 interception. I don't remember. Yeah, and I mean, Allen looked better from a team standpoint, which is what I really care about. Total yards, Buffalo dominated. Passing yards, Buffalo dominated. Rushing yards, Buffalo dominated. Wow. Total yards, 371 to 252. Passing yards, 254 to 177. Rush yards 117 to 75. Yards
Now,
per
what I
play,
will say,
Buffalo average 0.1 more, 4.7. Buffalo fumbled, interception, third down conversion. Buffalo 44% third down conversion. Pittsburgh 33. Time possession 33 minutes. Buffalo. Everything tells you Buffalo won this game until you see the score.
Well, I'll tell you, one of the things the Steelers did that really seemed to frustrate Josh Allen was they played two high safeties, so he couldn't go deep really. And
couldn't stretch it.
Yeah, no big deal as long as you just take what's in front of you. And Josh Allen just seems to get greedy at times and in big moments want to make that big play down the field when he had open guys that he could have gotten the ball to in extended drives without having to go deep.
Yeah, I agree. Like the Steelers look, because I did watch the game, the Steelers just look physically stronger in that game to me, which is maybe why the stats from a finesse standpoint, the Bills look like strategy-wise, finesse-wise, talent-wise, they're the better team. I think the Steelers just brought the mouth smacking to the game, and the Bills got put back on their heels a little bit and kind of didn't recover.
Well, I'll tell you what, one of the advantages of being a season ticket holder that I didn't know about until this year when I got, all the emails sent to me, not to my dad, is I get free NFL Game Pass. And so what that means is I can go in there and I can watch the all 22 of any game that I want once it's available. And so I went on today and watched the Bills Steelers all 22 tape, which is why I felt like I could, talk more about that game because I wanted to talk about it because, I've been the proponent of the Bills Mafia and they got beat on Sunday. I still think Pittsburgh is a better team than I think I was originally giving them credit for. But I still think in the end, like if this game happens in January, I'll take the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. Look, one of the things I said last week is that
about Pittsburgh being a quick starter.
Yeah, Pittsburgh always comes out of the gate swinging, and they actually they play very consistent football throughout the season. It's only in the playoffs when they meet someone who can challenge them on a talent and strength level and passion level to win it is when you find out what they're really made of. I'm gonna have to say that the Steelers, like I said, people don't really, but what we got here? What's up, fellas? A little late to the party. You're never late to a party. You're never late to a party as long as you add to the party. Mike Tomlin, though, has never had a losing season. A lot of people don't know that. He's never had a losing season as Steelers head coach. So, I look at the Steelers going, the Steelers always will show up being prepared from a coaching standpoint.
I just want to say something before we move on to the next game in relation to the Diamond Club podcast. One of their hosts, John Hunter, has been lobbying for about a month for the Phillies to follow him on Twitter. And so, hey, Phillies, I know you're watching because you can't resist the Mike Sports. But, hey, how about giving my boy a follow?
So. Yeah, and if you're a Cowboys fan out there, stay far away. I don't ever want to hear you follow something with PHI, any Latin word, proverb, nothing with brotherly love in the beginning of
Philly Sports Alliance, baby. You got to follow Philly Sports Alliance. Okay, so
Atlanta I'm just kidding. Falcons, join whatever your heart loves. Who cares?
Atlanta Falcons at the – why is my app wanting to close? Atlanta Falcons at Tampa Bay.
You better give me some credit. I said the Eagles were going to crush the Falcons.
You did. You absolutely
crush
did.
Was my word. And boy, did they lay a licking on them birds.
Yes, they did. I'm telling you, the Eagles came out firing, and they took down them dirty birds.
How about that Hurts?
Hurts to
I'm going to make you a believer. By the end of the season, you're going to agree with me that Carson Wentz needed to go, and Hurts was the right choice in the end, and they should have never got rid of Peterson. He knew, and he was on the right track. I didn't want to
get rid of Doug Peterson either.
Yeah. If you had Doug Peterson and Hurts, I was like, you guys would likely be in a Super Bowl again.
Wow. I mean, I'm certainly happy with what happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think the Bucks come out and whoop them.
Definitely. What's Diamond Club saying?
Okay, Diamond Club's asking, how do you How do you feel about the Cowboys' chances for the next 3 weeks?
I didn't think we would beat Tampa Bay, so the fact that we hung with them showed a lot. But I said earlier in the segment, since you were late to the party, if the Cowboys have another, they almost win but lose by 3 in the end, I think that's going to be a trend their whole season. My personal opinion is the next 3 games look pretty easy. I think we can beat all 3 of the teams that are ahead of us. So I'm hoping.
Wait, hold on. One of those teams that's ahead of you next week is the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, I think we can beat Philadelphia Eagles. But I will say this.
I mean, you can't beat them. But
I will say this. You said the Eagles didn't look that good this year. You didn't have a lot of hopes in them. We got to go about 4 segments back. I'm the one that said, I don't want to play the Eagles with Hurts because that makes y'all a threat. And you
guess what? Week 3,
you lambasted me for believing in Hurts like I do. And now you're going to become a believer.
There we go. Here's the confidence.
Eat your own words in a good way for yourself. It's actually going to help you, your team. So you're going to be eating them. You're going to like what you're eating. You're just going to hate that I'm the guy that said I had more faith in your Eagles than you did this season. And that goes for Ryan too. Ryan,
I know.
Draft night, I told Ryan, or on that segment, I said he didn't have enough faith in the Eagles. I said, you guys don't understand what Hurts does for a football team. Alabama does. Oklahoma does.
Speaking of Ryan and speaking of myself in our show,
here we go.
This Sunday during the tailgate, the Eagles before the Eagles-Niners game, Ryan and I will be doing a show from the tailgate party, and so everybody join in. I think we're going to plan on going on air around 10:30 in the morning East time, so it'll be 9:30 your time.
Oof. On a weekend.
Well, I mean, you can go back and watch it later after it's dropped.
No, I thought you were telling me to call in. All right.
Well, hey, yeah, I'd love it if you'd want to join us. Maybe you can join us from your bed. Just
I'll be in my Cowboys robe and cigar and a big picture of Jerry Jones on my wall.
Yeah, and he agrees. Chris and you had more faith in them than he did. I know. I mean, I'll be the first.
I told you I'm a realist at the end of the day. Even if you're my arch enemy, if you look good, you look good, and it all comes from homeboys from my city. So I watched his stats in high school. I saw him go to college and do good. I saw him be a backup and get replaced by Tua and still be humble and play when need. The guy just has that character that pulls your team together. And I said, Hurts is number one quality. And I think all the coaches there are coaching him. He just doesn't hurt your football team. He may not blow somebody else out, but he won't hurt you. And that's important to me. And that's a big factor about his playability.
Well, one of the things I loved about him was when they brought up, initially Nick Sirianni didn't just come out and name him the starter. And they asked him about it, like, hey, would you like if your coach came out and just named you the starter? And he looked at him and said, hey, look, man, the way I look at it, rent's due every day. I got to put in the work. If I do the work, they'll name me the starter.
Yeah.
And so,
look, Hurts reminds me, like watching him, his character, the way he talks, the way he plays football, the way he reminds me a lot of Dak Prescott. I think you guys have a Dak Prescott on your team.
That. Yeah.
And that's why I said I think the Eagles and the Cowboys will be a solid throwdown between these two teams this year. I think
I can't wait. Yeah, I think there's going to be 2 classics.
Yeah, I think so. We're gonna have like very similar teams. Now, what I will say is Micah Parsons looks boss.
Yeah. No,
that kid did not disappoint. He was all over the Bucks.
Okay, Vikings Cardinals. Real quick. You know what this means.
I gotta hear this shit about the damn Cardinals.
The Arizona Cardinals gonna be 2-0.
I was clearly wrong in that game about the Cardinals, but they're gonna lose in this game for sure.
So you think the Vikings are gonna take down the Cardinals?
I can't see the Vikings going 0-2 in the start of their season.
I think you're gonna have to get used to seeing it because the Arizona Cardinals are gonna win on Sunday. 2-0.
Like, I'm not real confident about my selection. I just know it goes against your grain, so I gotta back it up. F them freaking Cardinals.
I kind of dig that. That about you.
All right. What else you got?
All right. Next up, Titans Seahawks.
I think the Titans bounce back. I think they learned a valuable lesson in that game. You better go in playing better football and shape the hell up. these teams are out to cut your throat. I can't see Gable not getting them prepared for this game.
Damn it! Are we going to agree again? Yeah. Yeah.
All right. How about
I think Tennessee?
How about this? I bet we disagree on this. What's the score? What kind of score you got going?
I think it's going to be a tight game. I mean, I think like a 3 to 6 point game.
Okay.
Like, I think it could be a case where Ryan Tannehill has to take the team down and win the game final minute.
I'm going to go 31-13 Titans.
Okay. All right. Next up, Sunday Night Football, Chiefs-Ravens.
Woo! I'm looking forward to that game.
I know.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that game. Now, that's probably going to be game of the week, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least it's going to be aired as game of the week. We'll see if it lives up to it. But the Ravens lost. The Chiefs won. The Chiefs definitely had some weak points that I think are going to be some tape is going to be evaluated. I'm going to go. Wait, where's that? Is it in Arrowhead?
It is in Baltimore.
No, I'm going Ravens. Ravens all the way. Ravens going 0-2? No way.
Yeah, I know. I know what you mean. Like, I think this is going to be a game if the Ravens are going to win, it's going to be a lot like the way the Ravens always win. They got to slow it down. They got to muck it up. Yeah. And I think that's what they're going to try to do, and I think they're going to be successful.
I think they need to bring that thugness
if they control the time of possession, I think they win.
Back in the day when Thugs played, I called it thug play. He played like a thug. I think the Ravens need to bring that thug mentality to that game and just start gangstering everybody.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think it's going to be one of those kind of games.
But I will say this. Mm-hmm. If they do win, it'll be the Chiefs' early taste of defeat, which will probably turn them into a better team.
Oh, yeah. No, that's going to fuel them, and then they're going to go like on a 15-game winning streak.
Yeah. And then we're going to see them in the freaking, main game. So,
yeah.
But hey, this year, if the Chiefs have enough losses and the Bucks, screw up a little bit, we might see the Chiefs and the Bucks early in the playoffs.
Well, Chiefs and Bucks are on the opposite sides.
So, I'm sorry, not the Bucks, the Ravens and the Chiefs.
Yeah,
see them in an early round.
That'd be fun.
There we go.
Sign me up for that. Bucks. Yeah.
Well, obviously you can tell who I want to see play. All right.
All right. Lions at the Packers. Monday Night Football.
Packers, primetime, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, the term get right game comes to mind.
Let me look at the lines real quick. 33-41. Not bad. Not bad on that. I mean, it's only an 8-point loss. Yeah, you know me, I can't take the Lions regardless because they're a shit organization. But I think Rodgers is going to pull off a 10-point win.
Yeah, I think double digits.
I see a Hail Mary in this game at halftime, go in the locker room, extra 7, something like that going to happen. Lions are just going to have that bad luck continue.
Mm-hmm. All right. So now we got to talk about our two prime matchups, an Eagles game and a Cowboys game. So
let's go Cowboys first because we did Cowboys last weekend. We'll do Cowboys first this weekend. Okay. We'll make your Eagles the main focus today.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Cowboys at Chargers.
Now, I know you're a little bit of a Chargers bandwagon guy. What are you thinking?
I actually think the Chargers are going to win.
Where's my power button on my computer? I'm obviously going Cowboys.
Sure.
Chargers won last week, but they barely beat, to me, not a very good football team by 4. The score is 2016 Chargers. But to me, I saw a lot of
Washington defense is good. Sorry.
Yeah, I thought the Chargers play a little bit of sloppy defense personally. And being that Cowboys offense looks to be in full gear, I think they're going to put I don't think the Chargers are going to lay down, but I think Cowboys are going to put up more points than the Chargers are going to keep up with. Is what it's going to be. It's going to be a shootout. The Cowboys are just going to lead in the point score.
Well, I certainly hope you're right about the shootout. I have Justin Herbert on my fantasy team.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't take a lot of stock when it's like the Texans beating the Jaguars. I'm like, so. Like that's exactly my word. I was like,
everybody's trying to be like, oh, Texans big win.
Hey,
move the needle.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence looked like he almost bailed the Jaguars out of the deficit. I mean, he was starting to climb a little comeback for them, but in the end, it's the Jaguars. And there is a rumor that they're trying to poach the head coach of the Jaguars, Urban Meyer already. He said today, and I quote, "If I get that offer, there is no way." It doesn't look like Urban Meyer has been. Wouldn't it be tight if he bailed after his first game? Like, this looks like shit. I'm out.
It's like, wait, hold on. Dude. I'm coaching the Jaguars.
And then next game it shows you see Urban Meyer with like his nice clean hair, but he has a mullet in the back. Looks like Trevor Lawrence as a coach. Like totally, you're like, what happened to you in the Jaguars, man? So, okay. Easy peasy. Let's go on to the Eagles.
All right. Eagles hosting the 49ers. This is a bit emotional for me. Going to be my first sporting event that I attend live since January 2020. Eagles Seahawks wild card round the playoffs. First Eagles game that I will attend without my dad. So that's going to be a bit emotional. However, I don't think the Eagles will feel that emotion as they go onto the field, as much as I will try to channel that into them. And, much like back in the day when the year Jerome Brown passed away, and every time they broke the huddle, they did 1, 2, 3, JB. I'm sure they're going to do 1, 2, 3, old man, as they break the huddle. But look,
I think that the Niners have you guys outmatched in every category but defense.
Yeah, I mean, look, San Francisco is a really good team, and that's just what it comes down to. I think the talent-wise, they're just better than the Eagles. And so, yeah, I don't think this is going to be a blowout. I think a 7-point game, like a 27-20, 20 to 30.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a close game. I really do. I think this game, you guys are ranked 16th in passing, and Niners are 10th. Like I said, I think the Niners are going to put up a couple more points than you guys.
Yeah.
Your defense is going to keep them in check from what they were able to obviously do to the last team, the Lions. But rushing, you guys are second in the league. Did you know that?
Yeah, and you know what? Nick Sirianni, as a coach, as the offensive coordinator in Indianapolis a year ago, he was very committed to the running game. And I think that's going to be something. Eagles fans aren't used to that. We're used to Doug Peters.
Yeah, we talked about that last season. Since the Reed days, you guys have always just been a, post route kind of, air out the field and then throw a couple of quick screens. And you had Darren Sproles and stuff like that. You had some famous running backs, but you weren't famous for running.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the thing. Brian Westbrook, LaShawn McCoy, great running backs who but mainly they were also used in like the screen game. Like, yeah, they could run the ball, but they were also, you had to be able to do other things than just run the football because the Eagles didn't just drop back and hand off that much. And I think, now Sirianni wants to mix that running game in. He wants to be a balanced attack. And while I think that's going to spell good news for them long term, I just think right now, like, this is a tough matchup. San Francisco's so good.
I'm going to go 49ers 21, Eagles 11. How about that? Throw some weird number out there.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, what I think that it has to come down to is it'd be like a 21-3 game late. The Eagles score, go for 2 to make it a 10-point game.
I just threw that out there so that you just didn't look as sharp live as you try to be.
Okay. Well, it worked.
It worked. I quit
everything. I quit work.
I think the Eagles are a good football team. Here's the deal. Oh, this is what I really think about the Eagles. I think the Eagles are only going to get better from here on out. I think they're a team that's going to constantly be a better team by the end of the season. I don't see.
Well, to me, that constitutes success. Whether that means a playoff. Well,
obviously, if you're going to get better by the end of the season, you're success. I mean, that's not the opposite.
But I mean, some people would view that still like, okay, if we didn't make the playoffs, then it's not really a success.
Oh, at least we improved every game.
To me, it's like if we're improving this year, especially this is a rebuild. Like, don't kid yourself, guys. Like, just because they had some success week 1, and we like their prognosis going forward, that doesn't mean that this still isn't a rebuild right now. This is a team trying to build. They're trying to climb the mountain.
The last time you guys met, October 4, 2020, the score was 20-25 Eagles.
Okay.
I love good, clean stats like that.
Yeah, that was a great game too on Sunday night.
Currently, no injuries. I mean, what's weird is from a stat standpoint, like ranking, other than defense, you guys are tight. I don't see the defense. You are clearly better. I mean, the 49ers are 25th in the league in defense.
Well, yeah, I mean, they gave up all those garbage points late and helped let Detroit get back in the game.
Yeah, you guys are 7th. I mean, you're 3 times better than them technically when you look at it like that.
But yeah, and we played the Atlanta Falcons, and the Falcons
had rushing, you are 2nd in the league, and the Niners are 11th, but they're a lot better than you guys in passing, so it kind of offsets the rushing effect.
Also, Raheem Mostert out for the season, and they have a cornerback too. They lost. I think Verrett they lost for the season too, torn ACL.
Okay.
We'll see how those injuries play out for the 49ers, not only this week against the Eagles, but going forward.
Yeah, man. Look, I'll say this again just for the record to make sure everybody knows since we're officially in the season. I think the Eagles are better than Eric does.
Yeah. I mean, right now, I would have to agree with you.
One person hurts. That's why I think you are better.
And look, the jury's out on him. We're going to find out, and that's why they play football games. And we're going to find out how good he is.
I think he is your answer. Last year, you told me he is not your answer. Last year, you told me your team.
Well, he's made progress because, like you said, last year I said he wasn't the answer. This year, I'm open to the idea of him being the answer.
Well, you don't have a choice. What, are you going to not be open to him being an answer? I refuse to watch this guy until he's not the answer.
Fans who are
Eric shows up at a game 8 years later. See, I told you he's not the answer after like your tires.
He won us 3 Super Bowls.
After like 4 Super Bowl wins and shit, you're like, I told you he's not the answer.
He throws one incompletion where he misses a guy wide open. See, I told you.
You run on the field, you suck.
That sounds like something I would do. I would hold on for that moment so I could unleash.
So if I'm looking at this right, the only games that me and you are in different places about are obviously the Cowboys Chargers. We link up on New York, Washington. Or wait, did you go for Washington that game?
I did Washington, yeah.
Okay, so we're different on that one. Texans, Browns, I got Browns. You got?
I've got the Browns, yeah.
Pats, Jets, I got Pats. You got?
Pats.
Oh, we didn't do Broncos, Jaguars.
Yeah, okay, sure. That'll be our.
I'm gonna go Broncos. I think Broncos are actually playing okay football.
Yeah, I'll
go
Bills,
Dolphins.
Bills.
I'm going Dolphins because it's at their stadium. I think Dolphins play good at home. I think they suck everywhere else. 49ers, Eagles, man, but it's at home. There's a part of me that leans Eagles because of the home field advantage, but
hey,
I'm sticking with the Niners just to throw up a fight with you like you're doing with the Chargers against me.
Sure.
Rams, Colts. I just think the Rams are going to slaughter the Colts. I think it's going to be fun to watch.
Well,
Steelers, Raiders, Steelers.
A close one. Yeah.
Bengals, Bears. You were Bears, right?
Yeah.
Vikings, Cardinals. Oh, it's the other game. I was like, I know it's in the game. Oh, we didn't talk Bucks, Falcons.
Well, because I didn't think there was much need to.
I'm going Falcons all the way by 30. Psych! Okay, yeah, that's going to be a slaughter. Not even funny.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know this. Tom Brady is 8-0 in his entire career against Atlanta. He's never lost to him.
Yeah, make it 9-0.
Yeah, including a Super Bowl. A 28 point. Was it 25 or 28 point comeback?
25 point. It was 28-3. Was
at that point? What the fuck does it even matter?
That's 35 points.
Yeah, once you get past about 21 points in a Super Bowl of coming back, it's like I stopped counting. All right, man. Close up.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Been a great show as always. And we will see you back here next week to tell you all about what we got right and deny everything we got wrong. Everyone have a great week. Be sure to check out everything else on the Philly Sports Alliance podcast. And be sure to check us out. If you're going to go down to the Eagles 49ers game on Sunday, come on over, join us at our tailgate at the Wells Fargo lot between C1 and C3 in the parking lot area, but not C2.
See you.
See you next week, my friend. Everybody have a great night and happy football.